Maybe it's been said one too many times, but spring really is the season of new beginnings, especially this one. For Mother's Day this year, my sister and I wanted to do something very special. Last year, we didn't have much time for celebrating my mom, and we both really wanted to make it up to her. After some intense researching of nearby places, I finally stumbled across this lovely tea room that hosts afternoon teas. Needless to say, I booked as near as I could to Mother's Day right away, and I was so excited to bring my mom to enjoy this lovely treat. This place really is a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach. The tea room is called Chocolat Abeille, which is French for chocolate honeybee, and it just absolutely blew my mind. This afternoon tea experience was a first for all of us. I thoroughly enjoyed this experience, although you may notice that my table manners leave a bit to be desired. According to our hostess, we were served a very traditional meal. I'm more of a hands-on, chopsticks or spoon kind of gal, so I especially struggled with handling the knife and fork. Okay, but rewatching this, I'm realizing how embarrassing it is. I don't know how to use a knife and a fork, but I have been practicing, so I swear my skills are so much better now. My personal favorite were the scones. Is it scones or scones? I don't know, but they were very flaky and delicious, and I just absolutely loved them. These were also accompanied by dishes of lemon curd, Devonshire cream, and strawberry preserves or jam. I don't know if there's a difference. If there is, please let me know. And I also found out that there's this huge debate about whether you put the cream or the jam on first. I have no idea where I stand on this debate, but if you have a very strong opinion, I would very much like to hear it. This afternoon tea was also very educational. For example, I learned that you should not try to stab a mini tart with a fork. The hostess was also very kind and helpful, and the tea service was top tier in my very unexperienced opinion. And I didn't realize this when I made the reservations, but apparently afternoon tea also comes with a chocolate tasting here. So that was a very interesting experience. Interesting and delicious. And to finish off, we were given a complimentary chocolate and seed pouch to take home. Gardens really are a special kind of magic. I spend a lot of time imagining what my garden will be like when I grow up, and I ended up writing a little something about it, so I would like to read it to you. When I grow up, I would like to be the kind of person who promptly goes out to water the garden every morning. It would be a most wonderful garden. I would grow sweet bindweed to awaken to the scent of vanilla. There would be fresh strawberries for my breakfast and berry bushes to snack on while I read. I would lay out bird feeders and sugar water for the hummingbirds, and there would be a jolly old babbling fountain in the midst of it all. I would grow buttercups and primrose, baby's breath and dahlias, and peonies and hyacinth, and ever so many yellow roses to gather and place on my kitchen table every morning. Oh, and delphinium. And there would be a vegetable patch with the reddest tomatoes and bright orange carrots and plenty of cabbage and lettuce to share with the rabbits. There would be mint sprigs and tea leaves for cozy cups to steep, and perhaps even barley and oats and wheats for my attempts to bake soft loaves of bread. But I think I need to work on gaining a bit of a greener thumb first. I don't think it's possible for someone to get to know Anne Shirley without being inspired. Every time I encounter this kindred spirit, be it by screen or by page, I'm always moved to go and seek out my own adventures. In this case, I chose to go for a stroll through the woods, and I found this lovely flower patch to have a picnic in. It was so lovely and peaceful here in the shade, watching the sunlight dance on the pages. This spring has really felt like a Regency romance dream. It's been about dainty cups of tea and watching Downton Abbey and Pride and Prejudice, but also Anne with an E. It's really almost been like a tender correspondence between Regency and cottagecore. Soft and elegant, perfectly poised and perched on a comfortable rocking chair in your grandmother's parlor, nestled in that special little place of my own imagination. With all this beauty around, how could I not dance for joy? Travel and adventure tend to go hand in hand, and this trip was no different. This journey will forever be remembered as a voyage of thrilling and harrowing tales, of unbecoming plots, fierce competition, anxiety, and woe, but also of strengthening bonds, a found family, and the exploration of new and exciting places and faces, of memories aplenty and cherished, and forever indelible in my mind. Frisco taught me a lot of things. It taught me how similar people can be yet so different, and how big the world is in comparison to my small scope. Frisco taught me it's okay to be scared, and it taught me how to hold on to those closest to me. This was my Aunt Shirley moment, my glimpse at the bend in the road, with no idea what's beyond and no choice but to proceed. It's quite thrilling, isn't it? Living in a world with lovely tomorrows. And don't forget those beautiful todays. I should probably explain what we're even doing here, hundreds of miles south of our home state in the midst of our final high school days. Well, amazingly enough, our school's academic decathlon team made it to nationals this year. It was so exciting and a bit unexpected, but definitely not unwelcome. Now, our hotel room was all the way up on the top floor, so I spent most of this time nauseous from riding the elevator up and down so much, but it was definitely worth the view. I am forever grateful to our coaches that motivated me to join in the first place and chaperoned our time here, because without them, I would have missed out on so many spectacular adventures and quality downtime with one of my favorite people. Spending the evening preparing for a ball honestly had me feeling like the Downton Abbey women getting ready for whatever festivity or function they have that night. I felt fabulous and fierce, and above all, so elegant in this gown straight out of my dreams. Dressing up feels a lot like playing pretend. I will be the first to admit that the music was far beneath my Jane Austen era standards, but I did my best to simply let loose and dance the night away with my dearest friends. They are what make these events so special. Especially this final dance together, for soon enough, it was time to say goodbye.
Jocelyn Rodriguez. Isa Simpson.
He's always too tall for me. A few weeks ago, I was informed that I'd been voted most changed female since freshman year. I didn't know whether to take offense to that or not, but when I actually sat down to really think about it, I realized it was completely true. But the thing is, I can't take any of the credit for that. You all are the ones who changed me, and the deeper truth is, we all changed each other. Now, I feel like sometimes with speeches, the audience can be at odds with the speaker, so I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. Please just let your guard down for a minute and listen. Listen to the story, because it's not just my story, it's yours too. Once upon a time, we were freshmen. Given the opportunity, we got to meet before the first day of school through service projects. I went to a food bank for the Heartland, and there I found a beautiful girl with a beautiful voice, and I knew we were going to be the closest of friends. Even though I didn't know her name yet, I recognized her soul. I don't know what everyone else's experience was on these days, but I felt the excitement radiating off you all. The air was electric, and we were starting on a new adventure. Once upon a time, Mr. Stanisek was our biology teacher, and no matter which period you had him for, he introduced you to two very memorable things. A government website with a map tracking the progression of a strange new virus sweeping in from China, and a stack of golf clubs near the classroom door. That map seemed such an insignificant thing to us then, but it is where our first real change came in. We thought we were untouchable. The outside world was completely external in our minds, until the day that it wasn't. That first year is now marked in our memories by Zoom classes, face masks, quarantine, and 6 feet of distance keeping everyone apart. FaceTime and TikTok became essential to the social creature. Politics waged a war on Snapchat, friends organized birthday drive-by parades and coffee ding-dong dashes, and we all held our breaths and waited. Once upon a time, we were sophomores. Divided, we came back orange or blue. Hybrid wasn't perfect, but at least we got to see some of our friends from time to time. Once upon a time, Andrew Powers did the walk in Miss JB's classroom. In-person French class was still a thing, but for its final year, and we all walked around jingling our new car keys until the first accidents where we learned how expensive it is to fix a dent. We got our first jobs, some of us with the background of having survived our first year of work study, and again we changed. For the first time, we got a real sneak peek into the workforce, into what it was like for everyone else around us. Once upon a time, we had our first normal year, but we were already juniors, and we had to say goodbye more than anything. We said goodbye to some of our favorite teachers, teachers that will be known as great names in our Duxesto history, great names that the class of 2023 will always remember. Once upon a time, the drama department put on The Drowsy Chaperone, and I learned the true effort that goes into every show. For anybody here who doesn't do drama, I don't think you fully appreciate how hard each student works to earn their spot on or behind the stage. The hours of dedication they put in, during and outside of rehearsal. There are a million moving parts, countless happenings behind the scenes. It's not as easy as they make it look, and it is indelibly evident to me that they can only accomplish what they do because their hearts are fully in it, and because Sean Pelshot is the technology whiz that he is. The drama department teaches us all that you cannot do things half-heartedly if you truly wish to succeed. Once upon a time, we essentially had finals in a Dutch oven, and then, just like that, and way before we were ready, we were seniors. Once upon a time, our boys went to state. We watched and cheered and absolutely glowed with pride as we witnessed this elite team of boys become men. Leaders, warriors, and they changed us. They changed me. They slowly chipped away at the jock stereotype I had so fixed firmly in my head. Jocks like Sal Nacarelli, Seth Roos, Gabe Hardesty, Jake Garcia, and so many others showed me that jock meant men of faith and hard work, men of kindness and intellect. I watched as the football players balanced practice, weekend jobs, and schoolwork, and I watched as my preconceptions outed me for the fool that I was. So, to these men, I want you to know that you flooded this school with pride and spirit, and no one can ever take that away. Once upon a time, I somehow ended up agreeing to compete in academic decathlon, volunteering for extra hours of studying, competitive test taking, and weekends spent at different schools, after years of swearing up and down that I would never subject myself to such torture. And it was one of the best decisions of my life. Mrs. Brosek, thank you for being our team mom. Thank you for always being there whenever we need you. Thank you for setting the time aside to truly get to know me and each one of your students and decathletes. And most of all, thank you for your prayers, for listening to God's call and taking one of the most difficult courses in life, teaching theology to seniors. I know the team will be in more than capable hands next year, because you are a force to be reckoned with. You are a blessing to every life you touch. Mrs. Dorwer, thank you for pushing me to do my best, for never letting me take the easy route, for inspiring me and encouraging me. You make me feel like I can do anything. You made me feel valued and seen, and I never felt more at home than when I was in your classroom. You are so dedicated to everything you do, and I love your love for literature. And there is so much more I want to say, but I cannot keep my heart into my mouth, so I'll settle for this. Ghost Catholic will not be the same without you. Seniors, your turn for the thank yous. Look ahead of you. We complained about our 4-hour shifts while our parents worked endless years to find our education and comfort. We ranted about paychecks and limited time while our teachers worked 2 or even 3 jobs to pay their bills, attended college classes, raised their families, some taking on all or a combination of these things. They are unsung heroes, each and every one of them. And we owe it to them to make something of ourselves because they laid it all out on the line for us. I owe it to my father who laid it all out on the line for me, working for my family, protecting my family, leading my family. I owe it to my mother who laid it all out on the line for me, working for my family, praying for my family, serving my family. Both of them giving without complaint, even when I was being an ungrateful daughter, even when in my luxury I found my way to dissatisfaction. And whoever is here for you today, I'm willing to bet anything that they make sacrifices for you too. You know how I know? They're here today. We are not and have never been the perfect children or students, especially in these past 4 years. And yet they showed up. They were the catalyst of our change. You are who you are now because of them. And I bet you almost changed. Not one of us is the same person you were freshman year. We were all children, now we've grown up. We were naive, and now we've learned how little we actually know. We were strangers, now we're family. We were followers, and now I see a room full of leaders. And the transformation doesn't end there. You are about to embark upon a new chapter, a new journey, an adventure of unknown dimensions. Once upon a time, Mrs. Brosek gave us the secret of life. She said, doing it for yourself will get old real soon, so don't do it for yourself. Here's the truth, guys. Maybe you have 4 more years, or maybe you're jumping right in, but at some point in your life, it can't be all about you. What every parent, friend, and faculty member has in common here is that they all understand this truth. All those sacrifices they made, it was never for them. It was always for us. Senioritis has the power it does because we do high school for us. We choose our level of effort for us. We applied for colleges and scholarships and jobs for ourselves. Nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. I know that some of you are so tired. You feel like you've run out of gas. But the thing is, senioritis will never go away unless you choose to think it away. Unless you choose to do whatever it is that you need to do for somebody other than yourself. So whatever you do next, don't do it for yourself. Do it for your family, your household allies and companions, to protect the little ones who are paying way more attention than you think. Do it for your friends, your found families, your kindred spirits, and your homes away from home. Do it for total strangers, the ones that you have no idea are watching you, the ones who follow your example. Do it for your pets, for nature, for the good of the future, or to honor the past. Find something. Find a purpose, a duty, a reason to live and to strive to do your best. Don't live life in a checked out state of mind. There are more than 8 billion reasons in this world. You only need to find one. Find what you truly care about with all your heart and never let it go. Let it give you your wings in this life because we are all dying to see you soar. Find what you truly care about. They know you can succeed. I know you can succeed. And he knows it too. So most of all, do it for the one who gave you his all. For the one who gave you everything. The one who's been behind you this whole time, and the one who keeps you going. Do it for the one who matters most. Go out and live for the honor and the glory of God. In conclusion, to the Gross Catholic Senior Class of 2023, thank you for the memories and the metamorphosis, and congratulations.
Jasmine Alejandra Rodriguez, highest honors.
High school was fun, but now I'm ready for that bend in the road. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you on my next adventure.